It's not letting me do it on Facebook, is it? That's all right. I'll sort it. So it changes.
We're live, you know, a minute.
Are we?
Yeah.
We are live. Coming to you live from an undisclosed location.
Leeds United made the most of their second chance in the European Cup against Stuttgart, the team they say has more foreign reserves than the Bank of England. Leeds won 2-1 in Barcelona in front of a tiny crowd. Their hero was Talking Shutt. He scored the winner less than a minute after coming on as a substitute, and tomorrow's his birthday.
Good evening, and welcome to episode 181 of the Talking Shutt podcast. And to say that this evening has been emotional would be an understatement.
I think there's only your kitchen to go now.
We have literally toured the kitchen. So anybody who's watching live at the moment on YouTube or Facebook will notice that we're in Ben's kitchen.
They don't say it's my kitchen.
How would they know that?
Yeah.
Well,
This is my
because
kitchen.
obviously they've been connoisseurs of the podcast for a while. They've seen Raggy's kitchen.
Yeah.
So they can make an assumption.
My old kitchen.
Right, yeah, Raggy's old kitchen. So a big apologies that we weren't on at 7:30. We got down to our usual haunt at Ossett, and we discovered that their internet has basically ended up a bit like Leeds United, decided to stop working. So we tried to sort it, then we hot-footed back to where Ben lives, which will keep us a secret destination in case any
In the 12.
in the 12. And we've, as we've said before, we go to great lengths to make this podcast happen. You may not seem it, but we have dashed across West Yorkshire to make this happen.
I'm expecting a letter from West Yorkshire's finest.
Yeah,
For speeding down M1.
Yeah, I did wonder. Anyway, obviously, I'm Gaz, your host. I'm joined by
Although, and I nearly killed you
yes, thanks for that.
with the debris on the
Yeah,
road.
thanks for that debris.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where did that bag come from? By
I
the
don't
way?
know, but I saw it,
idea.
and then I thought I'm gonna have to go over it because I can't go anywhere else. And I thought it's just gonna flick back up and hit your windscreen.
I had images of it slapping on my
Yeah.
windscreen.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I'm joined by Mike. Hello,
Good
Mike.
evening.
How are you finding your mic discipline holding your mic, Mike?
Well, I actually used to perform in a lot of open mics.
Mike,
So,
Did you?
yeah.
Did you
So
say I'm Mike? I'm here for the open mic, Mike.
I am, yeah. I did.
And what you might realise is that we've got Rags beamed in from the West Stand, just in front of the
Yes.
chairman's box at the West Stand. Rags, how the devil are you?
Yeah, I'm here taking names and putting people on notice because I'm fucking fed up with this team.
Yes.
Yes. If you're watching live on YouTube or Facebook, obviously we are half an hour late. If you could please share the stream and get those people who may have been waiting for us at 7:30 to come on and get everybody in here like we normally have. A big hello to everybody who's tuning in. A few things in there. Jim Ogden wondering what's going off. And the Malta pub. The only day I can watch live, and it's messed up. Welcome to our world. Obviously, if you're watching on Facebook, don't forget to go over and join the All Leeds Aren't We Facebook group, one of the biggest Facebook groups out there for all things Leeds United. Lads, I'll be honest, I have dreaded doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Everton at the weekend has broken a new record for me because it's now 2 minutes past 8 on the Wednesday, and I am still as angry, fed up, and as flat as I were when the final whistle blew on Saturday.
I think I was flat after like 5 minutes because you saw it coming.
Yeah. The young lad with the chance.
Yeah, Mr. Gordon.
Mr. Gordon.
Flash himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first game this season where I've just switched it off. 10 minutes to go, switched it off early.
Yeah.
I think we could go over Everton as a lot of other podcasts.
I guess you
have
could
done.
go back to what we said last week. I mean, basically, we look like dickheads now.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a few people pointed out, that last week we was very jovial after the what felt like a victory at Villa, and talking about a team who not won at Goodison Park for 14 games, not won in 14 home games, and also we talked up the fact that Leeds had, beaten loads of teams below them, and then we turned that out, and now we look like dicks more so than normal.
I was going to go back. I thought earlier in the week, I'll go back and listen to last week's podcast and see what I actually said. Because in my head, I said that as much as Click should have played because he played well at Villa, I'd have played Forshaw, and I think I said that.
We all said that, I think.
But, and that it was just so obvious from seconds into it that was the bad move.
So it was bad. Everton was as bad as we've seen. Certainly up there with Southampton, who was, I think, probably the worst performance of the season for me. I think the issue comes, or the thing that's making us feel flat. And I had a chat with you on phone today. I think it was a chat. I spoke a lot, and you listened a lot, Ben. I think from what I remember.
I was trying to do a lot of work.
Yeah, I was still quite cross on the bit.
I understood you needed to rant.
I needed to rant. I needed to get out. It was in me. But I think, as I tried to say on phone, as Leeds fans, we've had, under Bielsa particularly, we've had so many highs over the last few years that when we have lows, they feel like very, very deep lows. But normally we snap ourselves out of it. We come to do the podcast on Wednesday and we kind of like on the up, looking forward to the next game, all that type of stuff. But I kind of feel like Rome is falling. I don't know about you guys. I think it feels much more than just the defeat at Everton at the weekend. It feels to me like
it started to become a bit of a culmination,
accumulation.
Yeah,
what are you looking for?
Of events.
Yeah. Well, usually you can sleep on it, can't you? You can sleep on it and go, okay.
I guess the Newcastle result, you could say, okay, we played well. We probably should have won that.
Yeah.
We couldn't score a goal. There's a sort of a conclusion you can make from it that why we lost that.
Yeah, we couldn't kick the ball in the net.
Yeah, which, all right, that's one of the big things in football. That's what you need to do. But you can understand that everything else was okay apart from that.
Yeah.
This got to a point where everything was a mess.
May as well have played under 23s.
I mean, Rags, you're sat very quietly in the West Stand box there. What's your thoughts on it? Because I've ranted at Ben and we kind of sing on the same song sheet. You're normally a bit more reserved.
So the way I see it, and this may be heavily influenced by the fact that I didn't actually watch the game on Saturday. I followed it. I followed the first half on the radio because I was out and about. I was in the car. Did not bother with staying in the car for the second half. I'd got to the destination. I wasn't going to do that. 2-0 down, and it was Simon Grayson on co-coms, and he was just saying this is the worst he's seen us this season, and Everton were way better than us in every department. A little bit of me thought, well, Leeds have done this in the past and come out second half, and you never know. And you check the score. It was not going to happen. Now, I'm tentative to go on social media after a heavy defeat, but I saw a lot of what you guys have kind of been saying. Saw lots of comments about losing faith with Bielsa and all this kind of stuff, more so than I've ever have before. I'm not in that camp, and the reason behind it, like I say, maybe it's because I didn't watch it, and I haven't even seen the goals. I can't bring myself to watch Match of the Day if we've lost. Haven't really thought that I even deserve to kind of put myself through any sort of highlights. I'll take it as read, as we were fucking dreadful because everyone who witnessed it said we were. If anybody, and if there's any group of players can turn it around, especially against a team like Scum on Sunday, it's Bielsa's Leeds United, and that's the thing. And I know, we, like you say, we've had low points throughout. QPR away, a few times, Forest away. We've had
Southampton.
But we have come back and we've bounced back. And if anybody can, I genuinely believe it's Bielsa. And that's why I'm not in this kind of, don't get me wrong, he's not beyond criticism. And we can look at it and we can say, for sure, in midfield. Because even against, as good as Klitsch and Rodrigo were against Villa, our bad 15 minutes all came through the centre. It was still deficiency in midfield, and you could pick up on that. Do I think there'll be changes before Scum? Yeah, I do. I think we'll have to. I wouldn't have ever been confident with those two playing as central midfield, even against a struggling Scum side anyway. So I think for sure will have to come in. But I haven't lost all belief and faith, and I'm pissed off with anyone, because it's the opportunity, isn't it? You said in your in the BBC article that you put on there, it was all about taking the opportunities, and that was a huge opportunity for Leeds, which we not only didn't take, but we went backwards on, and that's why it's so disappointing. But I think we can bounce back.
Yeah,
I totally agree, mate. I do agree that if there's anybody who can turn it around, it's Bielsa. But the nagging doubt I've got in my head from this season is that we're not overly seeing that reactions that we've seen in previous seasons. We've repeatedly seen. Raggy's gone. He's back. We've seen extremely poor performances, and I really want this to be not misconstrued as a Bielsa out. I think we can, all four of us, sit here and say we are the least Bielsa out people going. But
well, even if you are, though, this would be a horrible time of the season to get rid of a manager, let alone.
I am absolutely not in the camp of we need to get rid of Marcelo Bielsa, but I do sit in the camp of, if we're going to keep Marcelo Bielsa next season, there's got to be some compromises with the team and
the recruitment
and the approach and a lot of, like, not just at Bielsa, the club, everybody. There's got to be some sort of compromise. We cannot go into next season, hopefully in the Premier League, which I do think we will be. I don't think we'll get relegated because I feel like there's 3 teams worse than us. But like a lot of it is, you get but injuries. But let's get into the injuries then. Is the injuries due to the way in which we approach things? I'm not saying they are, because I don't know. I'm not inside the camp. But I just feel like if we don't evolve, we stand still. That's the issue.
Yeah. Is it just that it's looking that way, and that's just how things are this season, that people are getting injured? I know there was a few rumours on Twitter yesterday going around that Calvin might have done his hamstring again.
Yeah, interesting. Which is not.
It's
uncommon,
not. Well,
is it?
Yeah, we're not. It's not sort of said that that's happened and whatever. It could just be a rumor, but a lot of these, I mean, like the Rodrigo ones, the pain and the Struik ones, the pains in the foot that they don't seem to know what the problem is. They're quite worrying that. I mean, is it like some kind of stress fracture, like something like that? That are they getting overworked like that? But it's the whole. I think a lot of it is a lot. I don't know how to sort of explain it without being harsh, but a lot of people are starting to get tired of it. Like, where as fans feeling that bit of burnout now, that we'd never seem to catch a break. And what is the reasoning behind that? Like we're saying that, like, but even down to the stuff that Bielsa's doing as well. I mean, it was clear from the first minute that the problem was in the midfield.
Yeah.
So why? And okay, you don't want to be bringing players off after a couple of minutes, but he even said it himself after the game. Klitsch wasn't doing what he either was supposed to be doing or what he was asked to be doing. He wasn't doing that role as the 8, which we've discussed many times on this podcast, of what that is. So why not change that? But it gives it the half.
Does losing Dallas through injury on 8 minutes stop that, though? You know what I mean?
I don't think so, Rags. If I'm being brutally honest.
No, but if you've already been forced into a change after 8 minutes, it's a bold move pulling someone first half anyway. It's even bolder to use your second sub to do that first half.
But he's done that before, though. Yeah, hasn't he? He's up to Calvin. He's up to Pascal. He's up to a few people.
But not when you've already made a substitution after 8 minutes.
Does it make more sense, though, that you're bringing a young centre back who's not a left back onto left back, and you're thinking the pressure that we're getting from Everton, you're thinking give to them something to help them out a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, commit that attacker and bring Forshaw on to sit in front and keep the ball. So, I mean, one of the main problems was we had the ball from around his own area. We couldn't get it out from there.
Yeah.
So we were just giving it away and inviting the pressure back on. But then you say about, like, with using the sub, is the sub then at half time not waste? I mean, Forshaw for Click was always the sub that was going to happen, because that's what needed to happen. Is then you wasting the third sub on bringing Tyler Roberts on at that same time? Because to me, it's just a waste of sub. If you're making a change like bringing Forshaw on, which in theory makes you better in the middle, and then you get the ball more to then play it to your attackers, who I don't think that any of the attackers had a bad game. They just weren't involved.
Because we weren't in the game.
Yeah, we did. They didn't get the ball to them much, and when they did, they were struggling because we just couldn't get it up quick enough or whatever. And I think there were a few times Rodrigo had them couple of shots. Raf moved into the middle and set something up. I think something like that. But then to make that change of bringing Rafinha off for Roberts, who I don't want to go over Roberts again, but he's not adding anything to a game. I mean, personally, I think he's having a negative effect. But so you've got that as well, but you've then wasted that third sub. So wasting the second sub straight after making the first sub isn't really a waste, is it? The waste is the third sub.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you never know what's going to happen in a game, and making that call would have been incredibly bold, in my opinion.
It would have been, and I agree, but I think it needed to be made.
So Steve just points. I want to bring a couple of comments up while we just have a moment to. So John Ragg, is that your dad, Rags?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out Rags' dad. Get a grip, lads. We've had some bad performances results this season, but look at the last couple of decades. I've seen this comment over and over again. I don't buy into that. Because we've suffered before doesn't mean we should accept suffering now.
Subpar performances, yeah. That is the attitude of small clubs. I've got a friend who's a Huddersfield Town fan, yeah, and he has all these, the old guard, all these old lads go, "Oh, you should be grateful we're getting, it's not too bad getting relegated from the Premier League because we were at Yeovil 2 years ago." It's like, that's not the attitude we should be having with Leeds United, Yeah, be grateful and, be humble, but we're Premier League Leeds United and we shouldn't be losing to Southampton or Newcastle. And we shouldn't accept it either.
Do you know something? It's not even the losses that bother me. It's the nature of the performances. Do you know something? If we have a good game against Everton and the pip us by a goal, fair enough. Yeah. We had a good game against Newcastle, the pipped us by a goal. As annoying as it were, and as it pissed us all off because of the nature of it, you can still go and go, do you know what? For 85 minutes, we were in the game. We were the better side. We should have won. But Everton, Southampton, the games where we've had our arse absolutely handed to us, we haven't turned up. We've never looked. Southampton and Everton, particularly the two that stick out to me, as never looked in the game. We didn't create a single clear-cut chance at the weekend. Not one. We had 7 shots, none on target. Obviously, Rodrigo does it the bar twice, but they don't class as being on target. I don't know. I don't know. It's a silly rule. Yeah. But they're the things that worry me. And
but they are relatively. I mean, don't get me wrong. They've happened more this season than they have last season. But there were bad results last season.
Oh man, I know. Yeah,
and at the end of the season, because you finish 9th, you do gloss over them. You gloss over the fact that Leicester came to Ellen Road and won 4-1. The game after, can you tell I'm reading Phil A's book at the minute? And it was that month. So I was like, we got beat 4-1 by Leicester, and they comfortably beat us. The following week, we went down to Crystal Palace and got beat 4-1 there. Now, yeah, you can say that there was a lucky goal there. There was Bamford's, but they were bad performances as well. It does happen for over a season, and like you say, it always stings. And no one's saying that we should be grateful. No one's saying we can't be disappointed. But you do have to kind of look at a bigger picture, and we've seen it. We all slagged off and were pissed off against Newcastle. Not so much of the performance, but it was more isolated, more kind of centre forward playing centre forward. We'd have won that game, And then the following game, you've got Villa and Dan James playing well in that centre forward, and we're all kind of waxing lyrical about it. These things happen, and it's the nature of football. You kind of only as good as your last game, sort of thing. So I can see why there's no one's saying don't be negative, and no one's saying you can't be pissed off. And everyone's pissed off after a bad result and a bad performance. You do need to kind of take stock a little bit and put perspective in it. This season, is it as good as last season? Overall, no, not so much. And that's crazy when we're actually being able to go to games this season. But there's still been really good times. And you know what? We go on Sunday and we get a result against Scum, and that place will be rocking again, and we'll all be happy.
Mate, there's absolutely no doubt. It's not even in question about the support. And, listen, because I'm still flat from Saturday, I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Last time I saw Leeds in Premier League against Man United, I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Not really, but I was pretty much a child. So I'm bang looking up. Listen, this season for me has been the best time I've followed Leeds in the Premier League because I've got to do it with my son. I've had some fantastic memories that I'll have forever, and he's had some fantastic memories as well. But the thing that worries me, or don't worry me, the thing that's nagging a little bit in back of me is that we've had such great times under Bielsa, and he has done unbelievably incredible things on the field, off the field, give us a structure, creating an ethos. This is the way Leeds do things. This is the way we react as a club. This is what we do when COVID strikes. We don't fucking whinge and moan. We put an embryo on the bench. We crack on with it. All this type of stuff. I fucking absolutely love that. But I just fear that we might get to an impasse where we stand still and we run the risk of going backwards because we stand still, because of lack of a compromise from whichever end of the spectrum. I mean, if we look now that Paddy Bamford, I don't think he plays again this year. What is he, 16 games out now? They've said that he's still not running. He's got whatever this problem is with his foot, suspected to be plantar fasciitis. It looks now that January looked like a real missed opportunity to get at least a bit of support in there. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I desperately don't want this to come across as being negative. I desperately don't want it to come across as being, I want Marcelo out.
But isn't the support that? I mean, the thing that's really bugged me in the last couple of games, why is he not playing Gelhardt?
I don't know. I think that is a frustration of the fan base.
But that's where the frustrations are, that everyone's seen. I mean, I guess we've said this for weeks on end. Everyone's seen the impact he has on the crowd, on the team, on the opposition. Yet he gets left on the bench. Whereas you bring Tyler Roberts on and the crowd goes down, the team goes down, the opposition go up, and that's where it's the decisions that are being made where I'm starting to, I guess, have a bit of fear that you can sort of guess what Bielsa were going to do. You could see what he was going to do, apart from the times where he did something like unreal and it worked. But he's becoming a bit, I don't know, sort of predictable.
Yeah, and that's why we lose to fraud managers.
Yeah.
They know.
Oh, hold on. Frank is not a fraud. I got challenged on that on Saturday night on Twitter. He's not a fraud.
But he shouldn't have beaten us. He shouldn't have beaten us, but he did. And like Ben says, the mentally draining aspect of being a Leeds fan is that we beat ourselves half the time. And Bielsa's lack of compromise only feeds into that.
But do you know something? We've said this, and I think the frustration is palatable, even from Rags, the most balanced of views. But again, it would not be of any surprise that we're going to turn them over on Sunday and put an outstanding performance in.
I said to Michael on the way to and from Ossett.
Mike was screaming on the way back, I think.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
So, as I'm doing 100 miles an hour, just normally casually, and Mike's screaming. I'm saying it would be like us to maybe not beat Liverpool because they're the top two and they're unreal. In the drawn with Inter at the moment. But, But if we went and got 2 wins against Man United and Spurs, who aren't at the best. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen because I'm not playing that game. But it would be like us. Do that.
Of course it would. And it wouldn't be a surprise that Dan James scores the winner against his old club that absolutely panned him. That's just the thing for me. I mean, Rags, I'll come to you, Rags, because.
But why put that pressure on yourself when you've got the easier teams to beat?
That's what
you know
Leeds,
what I mean?
though.
It's just Leeds, isn't it? Yeah.
The famous Wigan game when we could have stayed in a shout and get beat by Wigan with down to 10 men, that stuff. But anyway, what were I going to say?
Just before I just got the table back up, and I spent a lot of time looking at this on Monday. I mean, we're on 23 now. We'd have been on 26, which is same as Palace, who were 13th. We'd have had a game in hand over them and a point away from Villa and Leicester, who Leicester would have been same games as Villa, and Leicester have played a game less.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But
and it's not 2 points away from Newcastle, a point away from Everton.
But you see, that's the thing. That's what boils this frustration down, because we all sit and go, fucking if we'd have just won that, we'd have been there. And you look at Everton, like we said at the beginning, and no disrespect to Everton, by the way, I thought they were very good on Saturday.
Yeah.
The press was unreal.
They pressed us to death, and it killed us because I think there were some poor personal performances as well aside, and a lot of them were down to the work rate that Everton put in. And I think
Eddie Anderson said, "Can I have some of what Ben's smoking? Win against Man United and Spurs." I'd not said we're going to win against Man United and Spurs. I'm saying it could be possible that could happen.
Yeah,
because that's football and that's Leeds United.
Yeah.
But do I think that will happen? I'll have to find out when we do Reggae's predictor.
Yeah, exactly. So sort of back to Everton. I've got to give some credit to them. I really dislike the manager, but they pressed us. They forced people into individual errors. They never let us get going. When Gordon got that shot off in the first 5 minutes, I thought,
when he was just wide open.
Get it together. I remember turning to my son at one point and saying, we just need 5 minutes of the ball. Just give us the ball for 5 minutes. Let's just chill out a little bit. And I actually said about the 60-minute mark, the bit here now will be if Everton can keep this pace up. Because they did set off at a pace. But again, going back to, we had so many off moments in that day that they never really needed to weather a storm because we never got going. I mean, look at Rodrigo's efforts. If one of them goes in, it could potentially be a different game.
Maybe, if one of them goes in, maybe they think, right, okay. We've got to sort of step back a bit and take that sort of backward step.
Yeah.
And maybe we're a bit unlucky there. Just on Rodrigo.
I think he's been brilliant last couple of games. By the way.
And what amazing. I think I said it last week as well. He played 2, then this is 3rd in a row now.
Yeah, 3rd in a row, yeah.
And he's starting to look better.
And he stomped off after Villa. He did stomp straight down the tunnel. Not a recollection to anybody. Out of frustration, I think. Yeah. And I get fans who get a bit shitty about it, and I think it's a bit crap. But I also quite like that he's pissed off the fact that we drew 3-3 with Villa. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that he just looks.
We need winners like that.
He's beginning to look like the 10 that we bought when he were a 9.
Yeah.
That's a joke, by the way, before anybody hammers us. He looks like someone who would play at a high level with the way that he's playing at the moment. Interchanging. Joining the midfield and the attack up, then every now and again pulls something sort of spectacular, whether it's a touch or at the weekend 2 shots. I mean, the world-class efforts, them two, to be fair, at the weekend. Pickford's done all ends up for both of them. So,
couldn't reach either of them.
No, couldn't reach either. His arms were too small.
T-Rex arms.
Yeah, T-Rex arms. Obviously, we're all extremely flat after the weekend, and we will have a little look towards the Man United game, but a bit of sort of extra news that's cutting around at the moment. Potentially losing Stuart Dallas for a period of time. He looked to have got a whack to the knee, I think, from what I saw. That's a bit of a blow in terms of what he brings to the side.
I guess the lucky thing is, and Leeds United tweeted a picture of him in training in the last couple of hours. Junior Firpo's back, so we've got someone that can come in. Yeah, but I think
who will he be on?
We'll be missing Dallas as a leader.
Sancho.
I don't know if he's been playing for them. I don't pay attention to them, to be honest, at all.
I think, I watched highlights the last time I watched highlights was when they just beat, 1-0 with Southampton.
I saw a little bit last night that said Brighton were battering them, and then they had a dubious red card, and then they ended up winning 2-0, and that's where it goes. Let's be honest, the Scummers, and we may as well get into it now. They've got world-class players in their team. I really like Cavani, probably don't get much plaudits, but I really like individually, but no manager for the last since Sir Alex Ferguson's retired has really managed to link it all together and get them playing as a team. And I think Ellen Road will be an absolute bear pit at the weekend because there's a lot of frustration cutting around. People are a bit fed up, and it's the first time that we're going to meet them in 17 years, nearly.
Yeah, in the league.
So it depends in the league, if the referee turns up as well, and Luke Shaw doesn't officiate this time.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Who is the ref? Do you know who the ref is?
No idea. Probably Craig Pawson or something.
Oh, yes, I can't wait. I hope it is. I just need that in my life now. Craig Pawson ruining again. But Ellen Road will be vociferous, I think is the phrasing.
And I guess that'll either go one of 2 ways, won't it?
Yeah, if we start well, it'll go well. If we start poorly and we're under the cosh, it might get slightly toxic.
I don't know how it'd work if you're one of these big Man United players, world stars, whatever they want to call themselves. Does an atmosphere like that G them on?
Paul Tierney. The ref is Paul Tierney.
I don't follow referees.
Don't know who that one is. They're all probably terrible. Anyway.
Oh, is he the one that's like?
He's that little tiny one.
Yeah.
Oh, the really small one.
I think so.
Mike Dean's on VAR though, so that's good.
That's them getting a penalty. Then.
Well, they're definitely getting a penalty, aren't they? They were always going to get a penalty.
Nailed on. Absolutely nailed on. But
going into this game, and
they may as well come out wearing fucking Vodafone shirts.
Like we said, I mean, I'm going into this game. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know
I'm saying, mate,
what Leeds are going to turn up, what Man United are going to turn up.
Mate, for the first time in a long time, I don't even really know who plays.
I think the Leeds team kind of just picks itself, really.
So we're going Melier, Firpo, Llorente, Struijk, Aylin.
Yeah. Cock.
Who comes at middle and Cock in Oldham.
Forshaw.
Gags
so.
For days. Forshaw, Rodrigo, Harrison, Raf, Dan James.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
That is going to be it, isn't it?
What have you made of? And it's easy when we're having a bit of a tough time to point at Raf and his maybe aspirations to play for.
He had a poor game against Villa. He'd just been in Brazil. He got married.
This is the point I'm getting at.
And that sort of stuff.
What I'm saying is, a lot of people reading in too much into it, or is it just a thing that he's still a young player that's just having a dip?
Yeah, he had a dip again. I don't think he was bad against Everton. He just didn't get none of them got the ball.
Do you know something? I was stood talking to, I think his name's Tom Kelly. Apologies if not, at Villa. We stood beside each other in the sort of steps. And we were just discussing about, a potential change you might make. And we were discussing about potentially Raf coming off at Villa.
Which would have been fair enough, yeah.
And just as we said that, it was that bit when he got it cut inside and I think he played a ball out to Harrison. And you go, that's kind of why you leave him in. And I think that's why, as poor as they were against Everton, I also think that's why why there's more frustration as well. Because he's got that ability. But then again, you can't wait forever for that ability to turn out. If he's not performing,
I was saying to Ben, earlier, when two of our 4-5 attackers turn up, we're dangerous. West Ham, you had Rafinha and Harrison. James turned up as well. When I think at the moment it's like one is maybe turning up. So
do you know what?
Last game, Rodrigo turned up.
I think it was really hard for the wide men to turn up against Everton because there was nothing in the middle to link the play.
Yeah,
they were working off scraps a lot of the time. They were getting it and they were directly under pressure straight away. John Joe Kenny and Seamus Coleman, who must be 400 years old now.
How did he score against us? Coleman and Keane scored against us.
Good. Keane's head's a bullet. Struijk loses him. It's a bullet. But yeah,
as Gordon White says it, Rafinha shouldn't have been substituted. He was playing better than he did against Villa.
He started off really well in the game.
Yeah. And like I alluded to, you make that change of Forshaw on. Why not at least give that 10 minutes to
see how it goes.
See what happens with it? Yeah. I just that's the one that really baffled me. That
Rafinha as well. His game is dependent on Aylin for the most part, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if Aylin has a bad game, which he has been.
Raf's
gonna suffer.
He takes the sort of the flack and then takes the shackles off of Rafinha and then lets Rafinha play because Aylin does that work. But we couldn't get Aylin out of the defence to do that.
Just going we've gone very wide lead stuff tonight, which I quite like, rather than just focusing. Alison and Marty Adams just say, or one of them says probably, bottom three will go. Look to their fixtures; they won't get the wins. 35 points being for the year. I absolutely agree. With
if we're looking at the bottom three, I mean, and where we've got to go from now, we've got Norwich to play, we've got Watford to play.
Watford got booed off at the weekend.
Yeah. So
we sack the manager again.
If we're looking to the end of the season, we have to get 6 points there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That takes us to 29.
Yeah.
Then we've got to maybe get another 3.
I agree with that.
To be safe, I can't see many getting over 30 if they're going down.
As I said before, I think we'll be all right because I genuinely think that Norwich, Burnley, and Watford are worse than us. I can't see them put either of them 3 putting a run together. They'll get wins. They will get wins because they'll shithouse them. But I can't see any of them 3 putting together a run sustained enough to really make a challenge to push out that bottom 3.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the worst case scenario is Everton and Newcastle jump leapfrogging us, and we end up 17th.
Do you know the one thing to keep an eye on as well is Brentford.
Brentford going down.
Awful run, and I've got potential to fall like a stone. So they're ones to keep an eye on. They are. Ivan Toney can't hit a Bandar with a pellet gun, and they look they look shot.
Well, I'd like to hope by the time we play Brentford that all that's done and dusted anyway.
Oh yeah, you want to turn up on last day of season playing embryos, don't we? Archie Gray getting in there, sort my bet out, and Joe Gellert starting. Against
finally.
Them. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Rags, how would you line us up against them on Sunday? Would you make any changes? Do you think you'd bring Gellert in?
I think what you've said there is probably the way that we would line up, and to be brutally honest, I think it's probably our best, our strongest lineup with the players that are available. And Dan James will have a point to prove. Dan James already shown us that as much as we criticised his centre forward play against Newcastle, he then did the opposite against Villa. So I can't see. I think there's an argument for starting Gellert. I definitely do. I can't see it happening, so there's no point of even talking about it. Really, I hope he does get on at this stage. But yeah, I think the team that you're talking there is the one that starts. Ben mentioned there about the fact that you don't know what Leeds team's going to show up. You don't know what Scum team's going to show up. I tell you what you can expect is anybody in a Leeds t-shirt that turns up on the fans will turn up on Sunday. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. And that, like you say, that atmosphere might do us in. We've seen it before on kind of crucial things, but it can give us the boost that we will need. And I saw in the comments earlier on, I think someone said that if things start going wrong on Sunday, will the fans turn? I haven't seen anything like that.
No, I don't
even happening. Not in a ground. A lot on social media, but never on a ground this year. You look back even to the Arsenal game. Obviously, we're coming off a hiding from City. Did not play well against Arsenal. Absolutely ravaged by injuries. And look at I came away from that ground thinking we'd won the game with the atmosphere that we produced. So don't see anybody turning on the team, even if we do throw in another crap performance. But hopefully we won't see that, and the performance and the atmosphere will be absolutely mint, and we'll do the Scum.
Hopefully, mate. Yeah. Do you know something? What you've just said then about the atmospheres this year? The games I've been to, the atmosphere has been outstanding. Absolutely. Back the team for 90 minutes, 95 minutes, whatever it was. That's what makes it sting a little bit more when you get people calling you out on social media because you're being perceived as being negative. Having an opinion on something doesn't take away from the fact that you support the team on Sunday. Yeah. I'm not of the belief that that Tyler Roberts is doing enough at the moment to warrant a shirt in the 18, if I'm being completely honest. But if Marcelo chooses to start him on Sunday, I will still cheer him. I will still encourage him. And that's the bit about being a fan. You can be a fan, but also have criticism.
Oh yeah,
it goes. Yeah, it's a struggle, but again, you just have to grin and bear it. I think you'd be a fool to just openly. I remember Bamford at that York pre-season, season or two ago. Somebody giving him verbals. You're a mug. You're an absolute idiot if you're actively slagging your own player.
We've said it time and time again on this podcast. I would absolutely love Tyler Roberts to turn out prime Pele and score 15 goals against Scum and go, I'm here. Take his shirt off and go, and what? Cup his ears, like when everybody had a bit of a shit when Chris Wood did his overhead kick against Fulham and shushed the crowd and cupped his ear. Fucking fine, crack on. Yeah. I want you to prove me wrong.
If Tyler Roberts scores an hat-trick against Man United, he should just retire after that.
Yeah. I will run naked around my
the point is still the same. Do you know what I mean? The point I'm trying to make is still the same.
I think I said something along those lines in a group chat this week.
Yeah.
We don't want anybody to fail.
Didn't somebody comment saying, if he scores a goal, in the next 5 games or something?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I scored 4 in
two goal involvements this season in like 1,000 minutes or something.
So moving on slightly, there's been a few articles coming out because we got that time of year again where Marcelo's contract begins to start getting a little bit of a look at it, as in will he sign, will he not? And there's a few rumours, articles beginning to appear about potentially not Marcelo not extending or in potentially extending. His wife's moved over. His wife hasn't moved over. He's taking He's taking Yorkshire dialect lessons. He's not taking Yorkshire dialect lessons. He's got a whippet and a ferret. No, he hasn't.
Yorkshire pudding.
All this type of stuff. The usual stuff, basically, at this time of year. But there's been some manager names linked in there. And one that did sort of arouse my suspicion. I am of the belief that in this summer we will see a change in ownership at Leeds United, and that Andre Rodrigo will take a minority ownership, and we'll see the 49ers investment.
Well, he's been very, very quiet, hasn't he, Rodrigo?
Yes, he has. Maybe he's been told to be quiet.
He's like, don't
shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Stop messing with the stock price.
So the name I'm getting at is Jesse Marsh, ex Salzburg manager. American
and Leipzig.
You don't say American.
Well.
You don't say.
He's American, Jesse.
Jesse
he's American. He plays a high press. He signed Brendan Aronson for Salzburg, which is an interesting one. And he kind of fits the profile. If the 49ers are going to come in, they're going to want to have some American influence in the team to make us more attractive over the pond, shall we say. Like them lot have come and forced American toggle ball on us, and it's worked.
Yeah,
they
Mike's getting into American toggle ball.
Raggy, there's an admission here. Mike's into American toggle ball.
I haven't picked my team.
He started talking about first downs and stuff earlier, and I wonder what the fuck he was talking about, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I woke up and saw I've had half an hour's sleep because I was watching Super Bowl. I was like, I've had 10. Well, I'm fine.
We were discussing.
If we're going to talk about Super Bowl, I can talk about it all night.
We'll do a Super Bowl section in a bit.
Go around.
But just before we go back to Leeds United, we were on about American football, and next year we're going to do Talking Shutt live Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you ain't got a choice, so you have to take day off.
I'm busy that day.
We all have to pick a team.
To be honest, it would be hilarious because I have not got a fucking clue who's doing what's going on. I just wait for Shakira at half time.
Sound.
That's all I'm bothered about.
We're going back to Leeds.
By the by, let's go back to Leeds.
American manager.
Yeah, so American manager Jesse Marsh fits the profile, would fit what maybe the 49ers would want in terms of making us more palatable over there.
It scares me, all this talk.
It does a little bit for me as well.
But I guarantee you, any manager that comes in would drop Tyler Roberts.
Probably,
I guarantee you.
There'll be a big change over the summer, I'd have thought, in that respect.
But we're talking about Bielsa's, he's loyal to a flaw, isn't he? And it does affect the team.
Yeah.
Other names that mentioned there, Carlos Carbahan is doing well at Huddersfield, I think. Not that I pay much attention to what happens at the Championship, but he's doing all right.
I mean, I guess we're talking this all hypothetically, and I guess it's a conversation to have. But is Carbahan the level we want to be as a club?
No. I would be disappointed if we let Marcelo Bielsa
I like the idea of Carbahan, and I've tried to watch Huddersfield just to see like how he sort of plays and stuff like that. And I like what he's done at Huddersfield. I think he's done a really good job with what he's got at Huddersfield. But is he ready to then step up to the Premier League? I'm not too sure.
I think the other thing as well.
Who is? Because you look at Palace this year, and everyone raved about Vieira, and they've just kind of not really done anything else since the beginning of the season. That they've sort of ticked over mid-table. I mean, there's been quite a bit of a talk of Brendan Rodgers, which, he's been amazing at Leicester, hasn't he? He's probably spent a lot of money.
He has, but would it require too much of a shift in?
Well, they've done good. They've done good business.
But maybe would a shift in focus be a bad thing? Because
no, but would it then sort of set us back a year while we get that shift in focus? Because it's not going to just change overnight, is it? Whereas if they bring a Bielsa right in. Yeah, but it's a fucking.
But how Bielsa's different, isn't he?
He's a messiah in coaching.
How does it set us back a year from 17th?
No, but I guess maybe I'm doing
down
a disservice here. That if Bielsa came in that summer, and I guess nobody really expected what was going to happen, and that was impressionable sort of Championship players who were finishing 15th. There was nothing special really added to that at that point.
No.
So
what we're seeing now is the real price of overachieving, isn't it?
I guess so anyway.
I mean? That's what I was thinking earlier. This is the real price of overachieving.
But if you bring in someone like Rodgers, and he's got an experience of the Premier League, that experience of Leicester, the experience of Liverpool, and
the ability to compromise and adapt.
I'd be dubious on Rodgers,
but I think
in my opinion,
this is the problem. There's going to be a dubiousness about everybody.
Dubiousness,
if that's even a word. I mean, Jim Ogden says Pochettino.
He's going to scum in here by all accounts.
Well, I don't know.
So we'll have to hate him.
You don't give up on it, guys. Don't give up on it.
I guess Scum are a bit of a you don't know what's going to happen there because you've got Ranić moving more upstairs and all that sort of stuff.
Talk of Ten Hag to them, isn't there?
Yeah,
Ten Hag, Kasim and Rangnick have got a good relationship. Rangnick goes upstairs as some sort of.
Is there also a thing? I mean, you think if the 49ers are going to keep Orta on, is the Spanish the Spanish sort of philosophy we have around Leeds United, that sort of influence Spanish which we've had in the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Well,
is there a big difference?
We have our partnerships, don't we? With we have partnerships with like other squads for academies and stuff, don't we? And there's one in Spain, and I think there's one.
What's that one in Spain that we were involved in? Cultural mayonnaise. We're not involved.
No,
in
I don't think we're involved in that anymore.
Yeah.
That was a Qatar thing, wasn't it?
But when we do get bought, all those things will be part of it, won't they? So
I don't know because I don't know if they were ever official.
No, I don't think it was
That's
ever
the
a thing.
thing, yeah.
That was the Ivan Bravo thing with
Ivan Bravo, yeah.
Aspire Academy.
Aspire, which hasn't really been
right.
Yeah,
I think that's what we started out trying to do, but it just never worked.
Yeah, it never
Cultural mayonnaise, and then there were
because we sent Indigucci.
We sent Indigucci there, and he's now at Celtic.
Yeah, but so is there a line in that you stick with that? Like Man United, they'll maybe go with a German style type thing, the heavy metal type football that Germany's been known of for the last sort of 10 years, or are we more Spanish?
Possibly
that sort of thing.
Another name that's been mentioned.
Or you could go for Sean Dyche in English.
No, we certainly don't do
Brexit football.
Steve says Diego Martinez has been mentioned a lot. There's another name that was mentioned as well that actually succeeded Bielsa at Bilbao.
Yes,
and did well with them. The guy Valverde.
Went to Barcelona.
Yeah. So
see that there, I guess they make sense, though. And with Poch, that makes sense. They have a very Bielsa-like thing, and if you're going with that, and with the work that Orta does, you thought very Spanish orientated, maybe.
Yeah.
The players we have in Rafinha, Rodrigo, Llorente. Is that
Adam Forshaw?
I just don't. I guess it's the worry as a fan that if Bielsa's not going to be here next year, which is not what I'm half. I think we do need a change in half. I don't want Bielsa to go because I don't want that change.
I want Bielsa. I would prefer Bielsa to stay, but with compromise.
Not play Tyler Roberts.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Well, you'd hope whatever's happening that there's a plan in place.
Yeah, sure.
Because everything, especially with the windows and everything seems to be like, oh shit, we're like,
Well, the plan at the moment feels like limp to the end of the season.
Limp to the end of the season.
That's what it feels like to me. I don't know if that's the case, but
But it does feel like everything's two steps
I am
ahead
conscious, and so a few people in comments that you sat there at West Stand on your own and we're sat around a table eyeballing each
West
other.
Stand.
What's your thoughts, mate, on the potential new manager change if Marcelo was to not to not stay? Lee Bowyer is not an option. You can't have Oliver Decore either. He's never managed the last Premier League side. Sorry, mate.
He's unproven in the Prem.
Don't want anybody. To be honest, I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I'd want Bielsa to stay forever, me. So, yeah.
Do you think
there's nothing you've said there? There's nothing you've said there. And to be honest, I don't follow a huge amount of European football. So the names there, I wouldn't be able to give you even an educated kind of guess on whether they'd be good or not. There's nothing in the English leagues that I would take over Bielsa right now. So for me he stays. We have another good, whether they're over or not. We have a war chest to spend, like what we did, and have a good summer window and bring in some targets that he's helped identify that he wants, that we can go and get. Bolster it up. If he wants a small squad, then okay, well, we're going to jettison some of the lesser players and bring some better quality in and hope for a better season, and a more consistent season, consistent season next season, and take that step forward. That's what I want, and I'm sure that's what the club wants. But like I say, I'm sure they're having conversations with it. I'm sure there's a plan in place, and we'll see from there.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, if the ownership's going to change, Bielsa needs to be in those discussions. He needs to know,
and I'm sure it will be because the ownership coming in, I'm sure will want to retain such a big name as Marcelo Bielsa.
Massively.
As much as if he is going to leave, they'll want, I would imagine, American name, potentially, or a name that's going to transmit over to American Toggle Ball land. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But it's all hypothetical at the moment. I think I'm a bit like Ben. I'm sitting well and truly on the fence with it. I would really like to keep Bielsa, but I also would want him to compromise, and I don't think he'd compromise, and which I also respect.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, maybe not so much compromise, but just I don't understand a lot. Like I said many times, I don't understand a few of the things that have gone on in the last couple of months.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Before we get into other
maybe
news,
I'm wrong, and if he wants me to come up and he can tell me why,
mate, I'll absolutely, I'll be
that.
wrong. Yeah, I'll be wrong.
Yeah, if he could just say,
yeah,
you know, and then you can either go.
But can you do
fair,
that
or
without digging out like maybe some players or whatever? Or
there's no. This is why the way he answers questions is helpful, isn't it? Because you could sit there and go, "Tell me, why do you keep playing X, Y, Z? Why do you keep making these substitutions?" You know, and he'll just give you an answer in that way that he does.
And you walk out
riddles.
Yeah, I've got it. Fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That's what happened, isn't it? Because this is not us saying that Bielsa's wrong. It's saying that we don't understand his methods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And his methods
he could
don't
probably
translate.
come.
And there's been many a times where we've not understood his methods, and it's been
worked,
brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah. He could come and do a massive data dump on table and show us why Tyler Roberts plays.
Maybe if he didn't bring Tyler Roberts on against Everton, we'd have lost 6-0. But he brought him on to stop that happening.
Possibly, yeah. There's every chance. I don't know. But we're maybe
remember this season. This season, we've played huge parts of this season with arguably our two most influential players absent.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with that.
I mean that's, you know, like you say, you talk about compromise, everything like that, and I honestly think that if Bamford had been, you know, been fully fit, we not and Phillips had stayed fit in that position, and how, you know, although I've kind of liked, you know, Robbie Koch, I think he's out of everyone who's tried to deputise from him, he seems to have got a better handle on it than most who've tried and failed in that position. He's not Phillips. He's nowhere near Phillips, and we especially keeping the ball and distributing it through those central areas, we're woeful he's woeful in comparison to Phillips in that area. We haven't had those two players for big chunks of this season. Obviously, Bamford more than Phillips, and that has really, really showed. And that's not on Bielsa. Now, you know, you can say about the small squad and everything like that, but ultimately, you're never going to have two influential players that sit on the bench waiting for Phillips and Bamford to be injured to turn either. So that's the other side of it. Like, how do you keep a big squad with superstars in every position, two of them, you know, happy? Because that's the other side of things, and he doesn't want that headache. That's why he doesn't do it. Last season we didn't have those injuries, certainly not to Bamford, and it showed.
But a lot of teams
not happy
in this league do that.
Find a way.
And there's a lot of, I guess we are very accustomed. Like we've grown to know that this is pretty much our 11, and it kind of stays like that apart from injuries, sort of thing, and maybe the odd interchange every now and then. But other teams who do well in this league have 2 or 3 players that they can change each game, sort of thing, and do a very similar job. And maybe that's a thing we've had to learn and now understand, that if you're going to get injuries to your big players, you need players that are going to come in and do the same job. Which I guess goes back to the January window, and I don't want to go on it. We've been on it loads of times, and everyone says about it. We've got one player that plays as the 8 for me, and that's Adam Forshaw, and we didn't have a second. Yeah, you have Dallas, but Dallas has been playing left back because Firpo's been injured. So, as much as he likes a small squad, it's just not feasible anymore, I don't think. I just don't think it works because you get left in this position.
Yeah, not in the Premier League.
And that's a realisation that I guess I've thought about a lot this week, that if we had, maybe it's a hypothetical looking at it, if we would have brought Lewis O'Brien in the summer or whenever we were looking at him, and he could come in and play when Forshaw was out or whatever, or however we was going to do whichever player, if we'd have had more players of a better standard, rather than having a bench full of kids who do need to play, but they need to play at the right times when the team's doing well, and you can bring them in and it not be a throw him in the deep end kind of thing. And that's where it has had to be. I mean, Liam McCarron coming on the week. I can't remember what game it was.
Yeah, coming up left back, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't think. Well, maybe that was Burnley, but
Burnley it might have been. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's maybe the times
McKinstry as well. He plays.
You could play players like that when you're winning and you've got an extra 10 minutes. That you could, give them a go, give them a bit of a taste of it and stuff like that. And that's when you should play young players.
Yeah.
But we're at the point now where, or have been for months, that we've had a bench full of young players that, if anything else had gone wrong, we'd have had to rely on them.
Yeah, I think it's that thing in it of like, because it's not been going great and because we are down in the lower reaches, we look at that as a it's been an issue, hasn't it? And then you go, if we'd have beat Everton and beat Newcastle and we'd have been a bit higher up, it wouldn't have been such an issue. It's like, I agree, I totally agree. I think for me, I think the no replacement for Bamford's the one for me. Because we have looked, and Dan James has stood in as a deputy, but we've looked toothless at times.
But why could we not? I mean,
and Joffrey.
Well, yeah, Joffrey. I mean, I don't see the Bamford argument because you have Joffrey, you have Rodrigo, who's played 9 for Spain.
But he don't play him as a 9 though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I agree.
You've got James. You've got Roberts who could play as a 9.
To me and you, I agree totally. But Marcelo doesn't think like that because he doesn't play him as a 9, does he? He doesn't play Rodrigo as a 9. He's played there a couple of times, but he doesn't play him as a 9. And we've discussed Tyler Roberts, so I don't know. It's a strange.
It's on Bielsa.
Yeah, anyway, Bremner's Ghost says that we're 8 Mardy bastards and we need to cheer up. Not in as many words. So much doom and gloom tonight.
How do you polish a turd?
Cheer up, lads. Even the first half of the season, first team out for most of the season. Listen, it's just that point of just flat injuries, performances, everything. It's just become a big thing.
How do you make? Where's the silver lining in that defeat?
Where's the silver lining in that defeat? If we go beat Scum on Sunday, everything's fine.
Exactly. The silver line is this team bounced back, and they've bounced back several times. That's the thing. We can't roll from podcast to podcast going with the best team ever to with the shittest team ever. It makes us look silly, to be honest. You got to have some balance in it. Yeah, Saturday was really, really crap performance, crap result, crap that we give fucking Frank Lampard a win. All those kind of things, and we can be really pissed off about it. But this team doesn't just roll over, and we've seen it several times, countless times, of them bouncing back. And I've got belief that we'll do that. Whether or not that'll come Sunday, you don't know, because you are playing a team of world class players. So that if they come and turn it on, they'll probably turn us over. There's no doubt about it. But it will come good again. I genuinely believe that. So that's your silver lining. And again, we're not trying to roll back misery and everything like that. There's been plenty of times in the last few years where a Leeds team wouldn't, and a Leeds team would give up, and a Leeds team would get battered week in, week out, and you don't see any way out of it. We don't have that right now, so that's why I think we need to kind of show that. And like I say, we roll on to Sunday, and we can all be pissed off with last weekend. I was. But I'm also hopeful that we can put in a good performance.
In a way, there's no better game to banish all these sort of
100%
thoughts, is it? I mean,
mate, let's be honest. None of us like rolling in. We are positive Leeds fans. None of us like to roll around and moan about it. And this is a perfect opportunity to banish everything by turning them over, and we possibly can do that as well. So. In a minute, we're going to get listen to one of our sponsors, The Terrace, and then we're going to park all our negative thoughts about the last couple of weekends, and we're going to do what the rest of us are going to do. We're going to put our big boy pants on, dry our eyes, and look forward to the games coming up. So, Mike, what's happening at The Terrace this week?
If you go to theterracestore.com and type in Leeds, you will find a treasure trove of Leeds United merchandise, all unofficial, of course, but cheaper than you'll find in the club shop, which is what we're all about. Got bottle openers.
We did have some mugs to show you, but I think they're still in my car because we just literally threw all the podcast stuff.
Oh yeah, in. Ben's got Raggy's mugs. Cool. Yeah, got retro kit, bottle openers, mouse mats, bar runners. The things I love, I'm probably going to just try and ask for a free pair. Because we'll need them in this weather. Swim shorts, brilliant. These 1993 third and away inspired swim shorts. I just put a post out today actually about them. Yeah, available for pre-order.
A few people asking if there's any polished turds for sale.
Polished turd. You might actually
Not in the Leeds section.
I think you just want to go to the actual official Leeds United
some polished
store
turds,
for that.
yeah.
Yeah, for some polished turds.
Ow.
Maybe we're selling buckets still. Yeah, we've got bottle openers, free personalization on all products that are personalizable. Personalizable.
Good use of the word personalizable.
Personalizable.
I've got a Terrace bar blade in that drawer over there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Class.
Interesting.
Yeah, leisure wear, streetwear. It's
Everything.
all good.
I saw the
Yeah.
blackout bag that they had for sale.
So there were.
I thought about buying it for my work laptop.
Yeah, the limited edition Leeds Explorer satchel bag.
That's the one,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, 25 limited edition. I think we're down to 5 now. Last I saw.
Do you know what I think I want to buy?
They do go fast.
How big are they? Have you seen one in the flesh?
No, I've not seen one in the
Have you
flesh.
not?
But
Will it hold a laptop and various like bits of paper and that?
Is it like an airplane bag? Like they might
So
have
yeah,
that's what I'm
square,
thinking, yeah.
rectangle
it has the
ones.
measurements on it, but I couldn't tell it. 38 by 26 by 11 centimeters.
Right, let's discuss this off there because it's not
Yeah.
making a regular podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check out terrastar.com. Loads of good Leeds United stuff over there that you can personalise and memorable.
It's all personalizable.
Good work. Good use
Yeah.
of the word. Moving on
If those measurements were in millimeters, it would be a good bag for Lee Johnson.
Bless him, Lee. God.
Oddly.
To get lost in it.
God.
Yeah.
The rumours have it that that Sunderland have still not received the keys back to his clubhouse that he borrowed because they're on mantelpiece. And he sorry, gags for anybody who's quite small like that. Moving on then, Scummers this coming Sunday. Give us your favourite Scum memory. Mine is Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scoring against them.
Lucas Radaby going in.
I'm talking in Premier League, by the way.
Oh, right.
Add
Well,
that bit on.
I was going to say, when we played in the League Cup, even though the game was awful,
Yeah, it's terrible.
all the bottles and the bricks getting thrown at the Man United fans as they were going into the South Stand was brilliant.
Okay.
So a bit more of that on Sunday if people want.
Less bricks.
Can't really say that 1-0 win at Ellen Road, can I? When I was a kid, because certain unknown Australian unnamed player scored the
that
winner.
guy scored, didn't he? Yeah.
Rio who and all that.
Cracking header, though.
Yeah, I loved those games. Turn of the Millennium. I loved those games.
Jim Ogden's got January the 3rd, but that was in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
so you can't have Jim, I'm afraid. Johnny Brown says Christmas Eve. Remember the Christmas Eve game?
Yeah, Christmas Eve game.
I started watching Leeds that sort
I
of
was
year.
a young pup then.
Yeah.
Bremner's Ghost gone. Favourite Scum memory, beating the class of 93 in the FA Youth Cup final. Jamie Forrester overhead kick.
Yes.
The real class of 93. 92, sorry.
And speaking of Kuehl, when he did the Rabona cross, that was just, I mean, nobody was doing that in the Premier League at that point.
Rags, favourite Man United memory again in the Premier League?
Yeah, I'd have to say that Christmas Eve when we were Bauer.
Yeah. Was that the 3-1?
3-1. Only Premier League game to ever be played on Christmas Eve. So.
Do you know something? Many moons ago, I got given Tony Bowe's phone number to get him on a podcast, and I've still got him my phone, and I've never rang it.
Just ring it 1 week
through. Never rang it.
Can you make calls to Ghana?
Not very cheaply.
He's involved in politics in Ghana.
I think he runs a hotel, or he owns.
Does he have a free phone number?
Yeah. So yeah, Man United
get him on the
this
WhatsApp.
coming weekend. Yeah. I'm not too sure what team they'll turn out. To be honest, I couldn't tell. Who even plays for them much anymore? Will McTominay and Fred be playing at Middle Park?
Probably.
They seem to do well against us for some reason.
I think they'll be doing a counter-attacking thing.
Are we doing the? I don't know. If Ronaldo misses, are we all going?
No, I hate that.
I hate it when he scores, but take the piss,
I
goes when he misses.
I'm praying that he plays just because I want to give him just abuse for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Even when he's not on the ball, I just want to hurl abuse at him.
Reintroduce him to David Batty's elbow.
Yeah, that would be. That's before he had his teeth done, isn't it?
I won't tell you what I said to Mike on the way. On the car on the way. I'll tell you after.
Tell us after. So looking forward to that Scum game, and then it's a double week this week because we then just have a little nip over to Anfield. Just a quick look over it now. It's still 0-0 in Liverpool.
And Firmino's doing some stretches,
and Bobby Firmino's doing some interesting stretching, which is cool.
Have we thought of any chance for Greenwood?
No, stop now, stop.
Rest. I meant Sam Greenwood.
Stop. Liverpool, Anfield, Wednesday night.
Be there.
Just go there and not get battered. is that the plan?
I guess it all depends on the result.
If on the result on.
If we win on Sunday, just send the under 18s and we'll just take a loss. Just rest the team, then we'll play Spurs at weekend.
Yeah, true. Shall we get some Raggy's predictor then and find out what we actually think about the game?
Raggy's predictor.
Over to you, Rags, in the West Stand.
Yes. New home of Raggy's predictor. Nobody got points against Everton because we were all way too hopeful. So that leaves the scores still with Gary on 8, Ben on
I think
10.
I got it right with 3 goals. Did I say 3-1 to Leeds?
Got it the wrong way around.
Got it the wrong way around there. Mike on 13 and myself on 14. So, Scum first. They'll get it. I'm going to go first on this one. They'll get a penalty. You know that. So we're going to win 2. We're going to win 2-1. Mike.
3-1 Leeds. I agree with you about the penalty. I think it'll be like a dubious handball or something.
Oh, it'll be awful. It'll be shocking.
Yeah.
You just know it's coming.
Yeah, but then Rafinha will turn up, Rodrigo and James will score.
No bonus points. Ben?
I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds. Because it's not going back to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what it's going to be. So I'm just going with that.
You can't say it. Yeah, you can't say anything else, really.
And not a chance I'm saying that they're going to win.
Nope. Not live on air.
2-0 Leeds.
Yeah. 2-0.
2-0.
We'll get a penalty, but
we're fucking desperate for a clean sheet. Desperate for
it. And then, are we doing the Liverpool one this week as well then?
Yes, I am going. I'm going to Anfield.
Nice.
Well, if you are going to Anfield, because you're always getting tickets, aren't you? You can go. You can predict first, Gary. I'll let you go first on this one.
Desmond 2-2. I don't really believe that.
I take that, you know.
I can't back against Leeds.
I would take that. I would take that all day long.
I'd take 0-0. I'd take anything, any points from them. I'd just take anything.
Yeah.
I like sweating here.
Yeah. Because we
I'm
know,
the penny, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Desmond as well.
You going Desmond?
Yeah.
2-2. Johnny Brown's gone 3-0 Leeds. 3-0 Liverpool, sorry.
Probably,
Mike?
yeah.
Go with solidarity, Desmond again.
All Desmonds, aren't we?
Just solidarity.
Well, it's pointless now, isn't it? I thought if we draw, at least get a point. But...
Yeah.
I'm going for a 2-0 Liverpool win.
He's
absolute scumbag.
Yeah,
I can't see us getting out of Anfield, I'll be honest.
I did want to say like 4-1 Liverpool, but I thought, you know what? I won't be the bastard.
You can hold your head up if you predict Liverpool to beat us. Ben predicted Bolton to beat us once. So,
yes, he did many moons ago. Yeah, I remember that one. That sticks in the throat a tad. Any different match day rituals for the Scum game this coming Sunday, you gents? This segues me onto our next point to talk about.
I'm just gonna. Well, it's going to be how am I going to get into the stadium this week because of the mess with the disabled sections and the coaches that are bang outside the cop, which is a mad idea.
Yes, that is.
So that's going to be fun. We'll see what happens there. At least there'll be no COVID checks this week.
Yeah, no COVID checks.
I'm looking forward to that.
Which were nice.
My pre-match check is find out where the Man U squad are staying, what hotel, and then just stand outside all night with like a
air on.
I've got an air. I can give it. I've got one at my work. I'll go get you one.
Rags, any different match day traditions?
I'm going with my dad this week actually. So it will be trying to make sure he finds my parking spot that he struggled last time and I had to drive around Leeds trying to find him. So yeah, hopefully he'll get that right first time this time. And we're going together, so that'll be good.
Jim Ogden says I'm working. That'll be a change in my rituals.
On a Sunday?
Oh my word. Yeah, Jim.
Is he a vicar?
Can't tell you what Jim does. I am going for a pint with the new famous pizza baron,
the new face of Chicago pizzas.
Yeah. Paddy Miller, formerly of this parish, now of Chicago Town Pizza.
Town. Yeah. Nice.
The Marcus Rashford of East Leeds.
Yeah. So if you've not seen this, segue across our former podcast friend on here, Paddy Miller, still our friend, just not on our podcast anymore. Got into a little bit of to-in and fro-in banter with Chicago Town Pizza and said, how much for some free pizza? And they went, 20,000 likes. So in true Leeds United form, the Leeds United...
And it happened quite quick, really, didn't it? I remember seeing it and thinking, 20k is going to be
I did that thing, though. I saw it and I got invested. So I was like sending DMs on Paddy's behalf going, can you share this? Can you share this? Yeah. Even with like really obscure ones like Dan Hardy, who's an MMA fighter. I thought, fuck it, he might like Chicago Town as well. Out of camp, obviously. But yeah, he went and did it. 20,000 likes in the space of a good couple of hours. And as a result, he's donating all his 365 pizzas.
I thought it were going to be more than that. It's like 500.
Oh, I think he's getting 500. Sorry, yeah. He's going to donate them all to Leeds Food Bank for people who are more in need than ourselves. So a big shout out to Pad. Well done. And as a result, the club are giving him a shirt and some tickets to a game for his efforts. So
nice.
Fair play.
Nice.
Yeah, good effort. And
didn't Boost Drinks get involved as well? I think
they tried to jump on, didn't they?
I know. But I think they're donating to the food bank as well, so that'd be good.
Yeah, so yeah, fair play.
All natural green drink.
So, yeah,
I had one of them at Derby once and it were awful.
Drinks. The Salomon Club shop now.
Blue.
Weirdly.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, big shout out, Pad. Well done for doing that. It's top class. So yeah, I'll be going for a pint with the pizza baron himself. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. So that's been my Sunday. I booked Monday off the work. I'm getting dropped off in Leeds with my lad, and we're going to go for a couple of pints before the game, which I never normally do, to be fair. I normally drive, so I'm looking forward to it.
What's Judd on?
He will be on Diet Coke. He can't have full fat, makes him excitable. So he's on Diet Coke.
Right.
He gets a bit excited otherwise. But he's missing his game on Sunday, so...
Well, it's Man United, isn't it?
Get him running laps.
Yeah. Move on to this then.
Shit out of the week.
So the shithouse of the week segment. I'll be honest, lads, this section's empty this week, simply because I've just avoided any form of social media and any sort of telly, like that. Because you can hear us, but you can't see us. Now
Goodbye.
We've now become
by myself.
Can you still hear us, all right?
Yeah. I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Whether not everyone else can, but
we're going to face the radio, so it's fine. We'll keep going. We've now become. Can you remember that when we were all kids? Probably not Mike actually, because he's only a young pup. But can you remember when they used to have that woman who came on at end at telly when telly used to turn off, and this screen had come up and she had a chalk card and
a clown doll
and a weird clown thing. Yeah. And what's his name? Life on Mars took it off, didn't they? She appeared in Life on Mars, the documentary, the program. Anyway, apart from Ben, then from not putting the camera on charge, shit out of the week. And forgetting his laptop charger earlier on in the evening.
No, it would have been on charge. He was on charge earlier. I'm not sure why it's gone down so quick, but because we had the mess about in Ossett, then
absolutely no surprise whatsoever.
Yeah,
but nobody needs to see.
At least you can hear us.
But who are we giving it shit out of the week? Anybody got any nominees?
I'm trying to think what's happened this weekend.
Well, Putin's about to invade Ukraine.
Oh, but he's not now.
Oh, is he not now?
Is
he back down, is he? Okay.
He's just put all his troops there and gone, look at me.
Just doing military drills, he said. Don't worry, they were just military drills, obviously.
And he said if you try to take it back, we'll just nuke the world. So
yeah.
For that little sliver of land, he's willing to end the world. That's pretty shit out of it.
Who else I don't want Novichok posting through my letterbox. So who else we're going to nominate for shares of the week this week? COVID-19, although it appears to be on the wane in I know you've just had it, Ben.
Tell you what,
it took you a while to get away from it.
Tell you what, Taliban have been quiet, haven't they?
Maybe they should have a pick a fight with Russia.
Yeah.
No,
they're allies out there.
We're not doing celebrity deathmatch. So that's Raggy, have you got anybody you want to add to shit house of the week? Anybody annoyed you this week?
I'm
my cat's going to come and destroy everything.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I've got one. Yeah, I've got one.
Rags.
Like we need to talk about the Super Bowl because obviously the LA Rams
are
the champions of the NFL. I've been following them since the year 2000 when we lost the Super Bowl. So every Super Bowl they've ever got to that I've been a fan of, we've lost. And then I did stay up until gone 3 o'clock in the morning to watch it. My shit house of the week is the halftime show of any Super Bowl, not just particularly this one. It's just for a UK fan getting to like 1 o'clock in the morning. The last thing you need is a 45-minute concert. You're already knackered. You know that work in the following day is going to be hell because you're going to literally be running on 2 hours sleep. And yeah, we just don't need it. We don't need any halftime show. The only ever good one was when Bruce Springsteen did it. And even then that was still bad because it was 1 o'clock in the morning. So that's my shit house of the week. The Super Bowl halftime show.
Okay, mate, that's a good one. What happened in the toggle ball then? I know you're quite.
It was amazing. It was amazing. It looks like the Rams had
Bengals had
absolutely
it.
thrown it all away.
Yeah, the
Couldn't get
Bengals had
anything
it in
going
the
on
first
offense. Just put in an amazing drive. The quarterback threw a no look pass, so he wasn't even looking at the receiver to because he's
Sorry, Raggy. Gaz is yawning
To be
right
honest,
now.
Raggy,
look, I've lost you. I know. You could have gone by now. I'm just talking.
To be honest,
it was great.
I've done lots of no-look passes. They were called a touch.
No, you've got to see it. It's on my Twitter feed. Honestly, it's the only way. Cooper Cup was double teamed, and it's the only time you could get him free. Oh, look, you're back. See, all it took was some good old fashioned NFL talk. It's just an absolutely filthy drive. We went ahead, and Aaron Donald put Joe Burrow on it. Couldn't go 1 yard in 3 attempts because Aaron Donald put Cool Joe on his ass. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. I want to know: is he actually called Cool Joe? What's
Joe
the film?
Cool? Joe Cool, actually. Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Ben, did you like the American
quarterback.
tug ball? Was it in your favourite?
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah,
was it good game?
Yeah, the playoffs have been brilliant. To be fair,
Okay.
Yeah,
the main season got a bit boring.
Did any good penalties or
any good penalties?
Well,
did any
they do actually have penalties.
All the playoff games, virtually all the playoff games have gone to the wire, either overtime or last minute field goals. So kind of gone to penalties in a way.
Right. Okay. Cool. So
Next
no
year, when
blowouts.
we do Talking Shuts live Super Bowl.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'll get you into it.
Yeah, sound. Will there be beer?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Sell me. I'm in.
If someone wants to host it, well, maybe we would host it in a pub and do like
I'll do that.
a live thing.
I'm bang up for that.
Yeah.
Do I have to pick a team though? How would Cleveland Browns get on? How did they get on?
Cleveland Browns are all right. They've got
no,
wait.
I got anyone really.
Nah, no.
Adam Stocks off the Gone Off on a Tangent podcast tried to educate me going down to Brighton about the various teams and how they played in different places. So like the LA Raiders actually played in somewhere else and somewhere else.
Yeah, they move around a bit.
Different conferences.
I like the horseshoe one. They call the Celtics or something.
Dallas Cow. No,
that's the Indianapolis Colts.
They're the Indianapolis Colts.
I like that.
Well, if the 49ers take us over, then it picks itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, you could be a 49ers fanboy.
I like the Dallas Cowboys catchphrase, America's team.
Really?
Yeah.
Jim Ogden said 49ers. And Michael Budnowski says, as close as I've ever gotten to turning you off, fucking Super Bowl, and I live in America. Oh, yes. You're a man of my own love, Mr. Budnowski. American toggle ball. Anyway, who we getting shit out at week 2 before we lose more followers and people watching? Us? Should you get to us for being negative?
No.
Yeah, give it. Yeah. I nominate you 3 for being negative all night.
We're negative. We're being realistic. It's not negative.
What about Bielsa for shit subs?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think we can even bring ourselves to do that, to be honest.
Just a nomination.
Who are we getting it to?
This weather is a bit shit.
Wow, this
The
storm.
wind.
I'm going with this storm, actually.
Storm Duncan or whatever
This
it is.
Dudley.
On the way
It's
here.
from Birmingham. Storm Birmingham.
On the
Storm
way
Dudley.
on the way back home, wow, that was blowing my car.
Yeah,
My
it
car's
was-
only small, and I
Yeah.
could feel this wind.
Yeah, we're a bit sketchy. So, yeah, we'll give it to Storm Dudley, just as a, bit of balance.
Yeah.
So chuck that in there. Storm Dudley, shout out to the week. Well done, Mr. Storm.
Yeah.
Good effort. That kind of brings us to an end of episode 181. I do genuinely, no, I fucking don't. I kind of apologise for being negative, but that's what this podcast is about.
what we feel, isn't it?
Opinions, yeah.
And this is where we vent. Innit?
We will be fickle. If we win against Man United, that's it. European tours back on. I genuinely mean that with a tongue in cheek.
European Conference League.
Well, at least, if we beat Man United, we're not getting relegated.
Well, yes, listen. There's an undercover movement here. John Colville. I live in the USA too, and I can't stand American not football. See, American toggle
They're
ball.
not proper Americans, then, are they?
Oh, steady, don't upset America. Anyway, that brings us to an end of episode 181. Rags, thanks for tuning in, mate, all the way from the West Stand. A few people asked if you were drinking a magic potion. By every time you leant back to drink, you vanished.
Yeah. No, it's gone now, so it doesn't work anymore.
Oh.
It had like half an arm.
And thanks to Ben's girlfriend for allowing us to use the kitchen. She's
out
not
anyway.
here at the moment, but and a big thanks to her for putting the heating on. Sweating my balls off here.
Turn it off.
So again, apologies for coming on at 8. We've got start, and big thanks to everybody who's tuned in, liked, subscribed it, interact with us through the week. We do try wherever we can to interact back and all that type of stuff.
Oh, Johnson is from Adel,
Adel,
which is Leeds.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Leeds.
and
Rolling in the deep.
yeah. She did all right at Brits, didn't she? Anyway, let's move on before we run off on another
Rolling
tangent.
in the deep.
Is that another shout of the week for talking about the Brits on this?
Oh,
It's the only thing I know.
is that a thing?
It's the only thing I know that she did some stuff on there.
I didn't watch
I
it.
don't know anybody
No.
else is.
I think there was the
There's a
football.
grime artist called Dave. I can't get me around that. That's the weird one.
Right,
Who
Dave.
the fuck's Dave?
Right, Dave.
Dave. Anyway,
Just some
that's it.
HGV driver.
That's it. Yeah. Comes on with snapped in under his arm. Telling tales of laybys in
I'm about to
Bishop
that for me.
Stortford. Anyway, we move on. We'll see you next week for episode 182. It's probably be on the Thursday because we're not here on the Wednesday.
If we can find somewhere to do it.
If we can find somewhere to do it.
Yeah.
And if you've not had enough of me being negative, check out the Thank Football. It's Friday show on Joe Wayman's channel. Me and Joe have spun off and we're doing that. So yeah.
Are you doing that Friday night again?
Friday night again.
Every Friday night?
Every Friday night.
I enjoyed it this week. I watched it Monday, but
Did you, mate?
yeah,
good.
it was good.
Bit of a cal. Just a chat in general.
Yeah.
We're all right.
I mean, there's many times you said you were supposed to be there to talk about football, but I don't think
We
you talked
didn't.
much
We just ran
football.
off on tangents about it instead. So,
Good.
Maybe we'll talk about more football. I don't know.
Yeah,
Was it?
I guess it depends on results, doesn't it?
Yes. I might just not even turn up.
Yeah.
But a fucking bloke dollar me or something. Anyway,
Well, let's hope
I'll,
Leeds United turn up this week.
let's hope they do. Anyway, a big thanks to everybody who has tuned in. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, Rags, again, and I'll see you there.
See you there.
See you there.